But now it's time for Lefties Losing It. And where would this segment be without the ladies of The View and their chronically clueless, always spectacularly stupid takes on everything? Take it away, Whoopi.
I would caution the media to be very careful about what they're doing and how they're handling this, because what they seem to be doing is pushing a narrative that people are pushing against, which students are pushing against, which I'm thrilled to see, because I like when students get mad and say, we want a change made.
You know, it's time Karen Elaine Johnson stopped appropriating a Jewish name. She's not Jewish and she has no Jewish ancestry. And let's not forget her rather disgraceful comments about the Holocaust just being about white-on-white violence. And it wasn't just her, it was Sunny Hostin as well, standing with these campus thugs.
The students that I have spoken to at many of the Ivy League schools, and a student that I did speak to also at Emory, where a professor was thrown to the ground simply for asking the police, what are you doing to these peacefully protesting students? The students are telling me this is a humanitarian crisis.
Of course, she has no idea. Sunny, that professor was thrown to the ground because she hit an officer on the head, which she admitted to as she was led away in handcuffs. Yeah, she was stupid enough to admit to that on camera. And let's check in with one of these brave student protesters from an Ivy League college that costs upwards of $70,000 a year US. Here is one of these students, and she's asked, why should Columbia be required to feed students who have illegally taken over a facility? Listen to this rather demented answer.
Well, first of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
But you mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in. I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
She goes from demanding Columbia feed her and her ilk to claiming they are stopping them from purchasing their own food and water and having it delivered. When she's reminded that they've put themselves in this predicament, she comes up with a whole new story.
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately, in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take over this building. Now would you please bring us food and water?
Nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
They're stopping the delivery of food?
We are looking for a commitment from them that they will not stop it violently.
They haven't stopped it yet.
Well, I don't know to what extent it has been attempted, but we're looking for a commitment.
That is a Columbia student, a PhD candidate, no less. She's supposed to be one of our brightest minds, but she's quite clearly as thick as a brick, but a lot less useful. Now, let's look at some of these college kids from the University of South Florida. First clip, they're acting all tough. They're saying there that they are united, they will not be divided. But watch what happens within 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds of the cops rolling in.
The people united will never be divided, defeated. This is what we mean. That is right. Everyone from the river to the sea.
They're not too united there. That was much easier than everyone expected. Well, that's how they handle things in Florida, but in lefty heartland, California, the violent mobs rule. Look at this independent journalist. They're harassed, they're intimidated, and this poor guy also had his property stolen by these charmers.
Stop pushing me! Stop pushing me!
You're restricting my movement right now. This is false incarceration. This is false incarceration. I'm allowed to be in here. I'm a journalist, credentialed. Okay, this is public property. Oh, hey, lock arms, lock arms.
Oh, here we go.
Apparently, no free press here exists.
We don't allow aggressive media.